Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the woods, there was a legend about a cursed forest that surrounded the town. The forest was said to be the home of evil spirits and monsters that would terrorize anyone who dared to enter it. The townspeople had learned to avoid it at all costs, and they would warn their children never to venture into the woods. One night, a group of teenagers decided to defy the warnings and explore the forest. They thought it would be a fun adventure and were not afraid of any supernatural tales. As they walked deeper into the forest, they noticed that the trees seemed to grow closer together, blocking out any moonlight that might have lit their path. The air grew colder, and the sounds of nocturnal creatures became eerily quiet. Suddenly, they heard a faint whisper that seemed to come from behind a cluster of trees. Curiosity got the better of them, and they slowly approached the source of the sound. As they drew nearer, the whisper grew louder and more distinct until they could make out the words, "Beware the curse of the forest." Just then, a flash of lightning illuminated the area, and they saw a figure standing in front of them. It was an old woman, her face twisted into a grotesque sneer, and her eyes seemed to glow with an otherworldly light. Before they could react, the old woman lunged at them with a ferocity that belied her age. She was surprisingly strong and fast, and she seemed to have a supernatural power that made her almost impossible to defeat. The teenagers tried to fight back, but it was no use. One by one, they fell to the old woman's wrath, and soon their screams were silenced, replaced by an eerie silence that filled the forest. Days later, the townspeople found the remains of the teenagers scattered throughout the forest, and they knew that they had fallen victim to the curse of the woods. From that day on, no one ever dared to venture into the cursed forest again, and the old woman was said to haunt the woods, preying on any who would dare to cross her path.